Steven Cureño, KO Artist Sports. We're here with Texas boxing legend. I feel like, man, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. Juan Baby Bull Diaz. I was just talking to Henry, Ryan's dad. He was telling me he's working out at your gym, man. What's that like? Having Ryan there. What's he look like in the gym?
Well, he's looking good. He's looking sharp. It's a pleasure to have him here in Houston. He's a big time boxer, so I'm excited. The city of Houston is excited to have him come here and showcase his talent. And overall, Ryan, his father, his whole family, they're really good people. Real down to earth, real humble. He's accomplished a lot, and I respect that. More than anything, Ryan gets my respect because he's a hardworking, humble kid. So much props to him.
You're a fighter that was on a rise for a long time. Had some great wins. Took some losses against some top guys as well. Ryan's coming off of a loss against a top guy in Gervonta Davis. Just what's maybe some advice you give Ryan, just kind of to going forward and knowing that there's more left in his career to handle.
Right. Well, the advice that I give him is to just stay focused and listen to his team, because once you get a loss under your belt, you don't know if you're doing the right moves, if you're making the right moves, if you're doing the right things. So just I tell him keep pushing forward, listen to his team, because at the end of the day they're the ones that want what's best for him. So just listen to his team and keep pushing forward.
Definitely, man. Just what fights are you, or what fighters is Baby Bull kind of looking at, like these days, like, oh man, this fighter I can't miss, I gotta watch this guy or girl?
Well, you have obviously Ryan Garcia. He's explosive, he's fast. He had a loss against a great fighter in Tank Davis. I mean, you can't take nothing away from Tank Davis. He's hard hitter, fast, accurate, and he just knows how to fight. But you have other fighters that are up and coming that I look at. Of course, like everybody knows, Canelo. I look at Canelo, but then one of the guys that my favorite, I would have to say of all time, is Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is a beast. I told everybody he was going to beat Earl Spence. A lot of people didn't believe me, but I've been looking at Terrence Crawford since he came up, and I think he's one of the most talented fighters of our era.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, it's the proof's in the pudding, right? Like you got to just look at his resume. You brought up Canelo. David Benavidez just looked spectacular against Bubu Andrade last week. Just what were your thoughts on David's performance, and is David the clear opponent for Canelo in your mind?
Well, to a certain extent, Benavidez is yet to be tested. I think he's a great fighter. He has speed. He has power, and he'll definitely give Canelo a run for his money. Now is he 100% ready for Canelo? Who knows? Who knows? I think that Canelo has been in the ring for such a long time with all the greats. He's seen speed, power, height. He's seen it all. So at this point in Canelo's career, he's in a driver's seat. Canelo is he can pick and choose whoever he wants to fight. So to a certain extent, I don't blame him for not taking the fight right now. Why take that risk? As a businessman, as a fan, I say take the risk. Go ahead, do it. Make the money and go for it, right? But as a businessman, I see why Canelo is not jumping into the ring with Benavidez. Benavidez is a young kid who's hungry, who can punch, has the speed, has the height. There's a lot of risk there for Canelo. So it's but as a fan, I hope it does happen. And if it doesn't, then that just means that Canelo is a smart businessman that's waiting for something else, maybe something better, something bigger. Who knows? Right.
No, it's a good point, man. I heard this morning David Benavidez was talking about if Canelo, because the rumors Canelo wants to fight Jaime Munguia in May.
Right.
This is all rumors, right? Who knows what's true? But so David said if that is true, that he wants to fight, Houston's son, Jermall Charlo,
okay.
And kind of eliminate any other, opponents for Canelo, kind of going forward. Just I mean, he is Houston's own, right? So I don't know where you land on that, but the David Benavidez versus Jamal Charlo. What do you think? How do you think that plays out?
Man, that's a great fight. I mean, both of those guys, both of the Charlo brothers are very good. They use their jab. They're about the same height, but I don't know, man. On this one, it's gonna be close. I think Benavidez has the power and the speed and the pressure to dominate most fighters. But even Charlo, he can use the jab, he can use the ring, he can outbox Benavidez. It just depends how they come on that day of the fight, if they end up fighting.
Right, 100%. Juan, man, it's just kind of a personal, just as a fan, being a fan here, is kind of watching you back in the day on HBO and stuff like that. Just what fight do fans come up to you and talk to you the most about? Like what's the one that they're like you'll kind of always hear about?
I always hear about the Marquez fight, man. The Marquez fight, which is it's ironic that we're talking about the Marquez fight, right? And we're here at the Hilton, which is right across the Toyota Center, where the fight is going to be held on Saturday night. Well, hell, man, that everybody talks about that fight. They remember me from that fight. It wasn't a good outcome for me, but regardless, I was in there with one of the best to ever do it, future Hall of Famer Juan Manuel Marquez. So, hey, man, if that puts me in the history books, then so be it. It is what it is.
All right, brother, you put up a great fight, and that's what people remember, right? Is that you gave them the entertainment they were seeking, right?
That's right.
So yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
great. What are you up to these days, brother? And tell the fans where they can follow you.
Well, they can on my social media, Juan Baby Bull Diaz on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Then also, I'm a businessman now. I have 60 trucks here in Houston that I run all over the country. And then I have my middle son, Juan Diaz Jr., who's also fighting. He has 4 amateur fights. And he's looking to be the next Baby Bull 2.0.
Hey, there it is. Man, great talking to you. Great seeing you, man. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
No problem. My pleasure.